Just in time. I'm just about to complete the answer and solve this mystery once and for all.
Mystery? Of what mystery does he speak?
The only a mystery here is how badly Signora Quaver will hurt himself.
Oh, what calamity he will cause in the shop!
Just a little more. Whoa! Whoa!
Okay, that is not going to be pretty.
Pretty, not so much, but it will be a molto entertaining.
I give it 10 seconds before disaster. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1.
The Brass Family.
Quaver, can we give you a hand?
Well, you could give me the pointer. Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of investigative work into brass instruments. I mean, they're so cool. They play in pop music, classical music, marching bands, military bands. It's amazing. I want to find out why they sound so different.
So, why are they?
Well, the trumpet up there is much smaller than this trombone, and this tuba is blooming enormous, much larger than the other 3 instruments in the brass group. In fact, this French horn here has loads and loads of twists and turns in the tubing, and those twists and turns affect the range and the timbre of the instrument. The timbre is the quality of sound an instrument makes. Josh, go and grab that French horn and give it to me, will you? Right. Whew. Cool. Now, Josh, I want you to take this and play me a C. Do it.
I'm not real sure which end is up. I think I blow in here, but then what?
Well, you can't blow into there because every brass instrument needs a mouthpiece. I'll get you a French horn mouthpiece. This is a French horn mouthpiece. We'll put it in there. OK, you get on with that. Kate, you play some trombone. Now, hang on, Josh. You have to hold it out to the side, the French horn. All the other brass instruments you hold out to the front or up in the air. Right, trombone. That was brilliant.
So, what's with the pipe Pilates?
Well, I decided to unwind all these brass instruments to see how long their tubing was.
Surely they can't be that different. I mean, maybe the trombone's a little bit longer than the trumpet, but other than that...
Josh, you've got to be kidding. The trombone, if you stretch it out, is about 9 feet long. The trumpet is like 4'7".
So, what about the tuba? Surely it's longer than the trombone.
Okay, great question. Imagine a pile of 63 magazines. On top of those magazines is a basketball player. Not just any basketball player, but a centre, a really big one. On top of his head is a giant hat. On top of that giant hat is 15 cupcakes. On top of those cupcakes is a really long candle. Have you got that in your head? Josh, is that clear? Does that make sense? Have you got it now?
Not really. I've got this on my hand.
Now, if you unwound the French horn, it will be almost 12 feet long, which is almost the same as the tuba. But they sound different because the tubes on the French horn are skinnier than those on the tuba.
Any tips on how to get one off your hand?
Not yet. Quick, to the phone box! You won't find brass instruments up the front in the orchestra because they're so loud. If they sat at the front, you'd never hear anything else. They sit at the back on the right-hand side. Cool. And they all sound a little bit different. there's the tuba. Kind of deep and rich sound. Then there's the trombone. And then there's the trumpet. Cool. And there's a French horn. Each one has a different timbre or feeling to it, and the composer decides which sound he wants to use, depending on the feeling of his composition. But they sound best when they all play together in one big, stonking brass section. Listen to this. See how dramatic that sounded? The brass section. Take a bow. Take another bow. Take another bow. Now wave to your mum. Woo! One of the great things about brass instruments is that their timbre or sound quality is so loud because of what they're made from. That's why they're used in marching bands, so you can hear them over the top of the cheerleaders. My VLPE experiment is nearly ready for action. Louis? That stands for my very low pitch experiment. The sound a brass instrument makes is determined by the size of the mouthpiece and the length and size of the tube. Look at this mouthpiece. This is a trombone mouthpiece and it's really big. Look at this trumpet mouthpiece, it's a little bit smaller. And this French horn mouthpiece is really small, and that affects the sound that a brass instrument makes as well. So, big trombone mouthpiece, big pipe should give us low sound. Let's try it, Louis. There we go, a really low sound. Now, we'll try the French horn mouthpiece on this really small pipe. Louis, hit it. Perfect. Louis, before you go, I want you to tell me, what are you actually doing in the mouthpiece? Sorry? Oh, you're actually doing that in the mouthpiece. And what is that called when you do that?
It's called an embouchure.
Embouchure, the shape of the mouth in the mouthpiece.
Not so fast. Your embouchure on the mouthpiece can also change the pitch of a brass instrument. If you tighten your cheeks and the muscles around your mouth, your lips vibrate quicker, which produces a higher sound on your instrument. Allow me. If you relax your embouchure, your lips will vibrate slower, which produces a lower sound. Now, back to you.
So there we have it. Big pipes, big mouthpieces make low sounds. Small pipes, small mouthpieces make high sounds. Big, low. Small, high. Big, low. Small, high. Good. Great. A question.
Quaver, my brother and I were having an argument about what the valves or buttons are for on a trumpet. Please help.
That is a good question. If only the repairman were here.
You called?
Repairman, let's set something up in the shop.
Boom, chicka boom.
Check shot!
Yes, sir!
At ease, men. History tells us that the trumpet or the bugle has been used for centuries to signal commands to the troops. And quite frankly, I wouldn't want to storm into battle to any other sound. Allow me to illustrate this point. Men, are you ready?
Yes, sir!
Sound the attack! Pish posh namby pamby bazooki playing boy! Let's try it again. Men, at the ready. Sound the attack! Enough. Hold your pipe, Sonny Jim. I'm not leading my men into battle with that skinny little silver thing. Let's do it again. Show us how the brass family should sound the chart. Perfect. Chart! Right, Franco and your little brother, this is the answer to your great question. First, I need a trombone. Perfect timing! Now, hi Kate, if Kate plays a low note on her trombone, the tubes go long. If she plays a high note, the tube is shorter. Let's look at the trumpet. Now, if I blow air into the trumpet, the valves that the repairman presses reroute the air along shorter and longer pipes. That's how we get high and low notes on the trumpet. Now, repairman, this is our chance. The first performance of our floor trumpet boogie. Boom, chicka boom. Aha! Now we know what the valves are for. Now, if only there was a trumpet player. There you go, Franco. A real trumpet with real valves. Now you know what they're for.
Welcome to the second of 3 matches in the World Orchestra Section Moving Championship. Logoshoff is one up in the series, Dimitar Berbatov to take the first move. The Spanish opening. Woodwinds takes centre stage. Logoshoff to move. Violins front, left and centre, and cellos and basses to front, right. I can't believe it. A double move. Can Berbatov counter? What a masterstroke! Percussion to far back, and yes, brass in front of them. The old 1-2. Berbatov wins. It's 1 each.
Next game, I win. What a brilliant brassy day we've had. But what have we found out? This is what we found out. The length of the tube. The size of the tubing. The size and shape of the mouthpiece. And the valves. All affect the timbre and the pitch of each brass instrument. Watch this. Now, last but not least, the big daddy of them all, the tuba. Now, Dave, Chris, Mardy, Ken and Scott will play a piece of brass quintet music for us. Hit it, guys! While they're playing, try and listen to the different ranges and pitches of the different instruments. Try and pick them out with your ear. Also, look at the way their mouths slightly change shape, because their mouth on the mouthpiece helps to change the sound and the pitch of the instrument as they play it.